everyone. This is Lockdown Beers with David Garvey and Philip Kenna. Halfway through the video we lose David Garvey's video feed, but you can still hear him, so I don't know what happened, because when we were recording I could see him on screen and whatnot, but it's one of them things. But yeah, it was a good chat that we had with him, so have a listen. And if you want to see any of the others, there's quite a few on my channel, and if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel, leaving comments if you want us to chat to any other drivers.
Right, mate.
It's never gets boring, this, does it? It's like a little nice surprise to see your face.
Yeah.
Adam.
Oh, yeah, right, pal.
Not
There's
too bad,
a little camera button on bottom of your.
The whiz?
That's
Oh,
How are we
the
doing,
camera
buddy?
button on bottom of your screen. You just got to press it.
there
we
we
go.
Too technical for these lads, isn't it?
The Irish can't figure out this now. Hang on then.
Can you see it?
Rocket science.
Am I there? Am I?
Nope.
No. If you if you click on your screen, there's a camera in the middle at 3 buttons. Click on camera.
Ah, yes. Okay, you can see my head. Hang on.
Oh, there we are.
There we are.
Welcome to the world.
What's happening, boys?
It's not really working now.
What we all drinking?
We have
Well, I'm eating as well, so.
Eating's cheating.
But
So,
I do have orchids, but I've
Both on
got
cider.
malt, though. Oh yeah, cider all the way. I forgot the bottle opener, so hang on, let me go get a spanner.
Fucking hell.
So, anybody who's watching, this is David Garvey, IDC driver, and the person who's not here is Phil Kenna. He's here, look. He's back.
I'm back.
With his professional bottle opener.
Fire. So, COVID-19 in Ireland. What you all doing over there? Like, is it all locked down? What are you up to?
Yeah, big lockdown here. Another 3 weeks, I think, to go. So loads of time to build a car. That was meant to be done like a month ago.
So you not been working out?
Well, I'm not working. David, are you working?
Yeah, I'm working away. We're classed as essential work, so we are. We work for
Gosh,
the
bastard, yeah.
not too bad. Not too bad. Now. Slaving away the usual crack.
What do you do, Dave? What's your job?
Sorry?
What's your job, mate? What do you do?
I'm a tree surgeon. A qualified monkey, basically. We work for contract with the ESB, and we go around the country cutting all the timber away from the ESB work and stuff, so it's not too bad.
Right.
Keeps us busy. Like,
Key
people,
worker.
what do people say to like that? Like, money never grows on trees, but it does for me, like.
Right, yeah, literally does. Yeah.
Pays for the old drifting, doesn't it?
What do you do, Phil?
I work for the family. We do like screed for underfloor heating.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's simple terms. It's concrete screed that
Yeah.
goes over the underfloor heating pipes and stuff in the houses and industrial buildings and very interesting shit. Like
Yeah, should we talk about something fun, like, instead of that?
yeah, let's talk about drifting or something. I don't know.
Well, you can start with a bit of your drift history. Where did you both start? How long you been doing it? What competitions you've been driving in, stuff like that.
Sure,
We'll
you
let
go
David
first.
go.
Who wants to go first?
Go on, Dave. You go first. You have a slightly longer history than I do.
I'm kind of a veteran at it. I started back in 2006, and I was competing in the pro drift at the time, and I was competing in D-Rift. I had a green 180 SX. My very first car was actually a C18, so it was. And
Not many of them left now.
oh, they broke my heart. It absolutely broke my heart. I just kept on and stuff, and then we put an SR20 into, we fully rebuilt the car. And look, at the time it was a savage car, but like we had the €2 or the euro coins bet out, the centres of them bet out to make your extra lot, and we had
rack spaces.
like them days, you know yourselves, them days, lad. There wasn't the same criteria what it is now. Like it's like, you have it's just so much faster, so much more angle, so much more power, smoke, everything now. Like And then, sorry, I was drifting then in pro drift them days, it was pro and non-seed pro. So the top 16 drivers were pro. And then after that then was the non-seed. So I think I was sitting like 18th. I was like that for, oh God, till 2009. Well, yeah, I was pro for a while, and then when 2009, I gave up for 3 or 4 years because my little fella came along and I just couldn't afford to have a baby and drift at the same time kind of way. Yeah. So back into drifting then 2012, I think it was. I was actually doing demos and stuff with Butsy there with Mount Energy and stuff. A few little demos, not too major now. I didn't go across Europe and stuff, just a few around Ireland and stuff. And had an R33 Skyline, and then the Skyline just wasn't cutting it because I was up against twin cams and stuff, and they were just so much faster, more nimble and stuff like towards the Skyline. And the thing wasn't, it was just a pretty much standard car, but it wasn't. And like when I came back into drifting, I was kind of saying after the recession in Ireland that the cars are going to be shit. Yeah. But they weren't, man. They were so much far ahead than what I had. Like, so then I bought a twin cam then, and done a load of work with that. 2013 won Jap Fest, and that was in pro then for Jap Fest. Then I stayed in semi-pro for a couple of years.
What year was that? What year was that when you won that?
2013 in semi-pro. It wasn't a pro class I won. It was semi-pro.
Is that Adam? Is that when we went over? When did we first go over?
Yeah, sure. I was against Adam. Was it against?
No, that was 2015. First year I went.
That was a drag. Didn't we go before? Didn't we go to get pissed?
Basically? Oh yeah, we did actually just go and get watched, didn't we, for a couple of years?
Yeah, I seem to.
And then I drove.
I remember that.
Oh, I think I was up against Slide Motorsport. Was there someone driving an E36? Was there?
Yeah,
could have been Ben. Yeah, I bet you won that, didn't you?
Yeah, I bet Ben in the top 16. I think it was.
Right.
And then went on to win the event then, like so.
But that Corolla of yours is still going now in UK, isn't it?
Clapton has it, yeah. It's savage looking now, so it is. A real cool car. I shouldn't have sold that car, man. It was such a lovely car to drive, and it was reliable and everything. Like, it was only like 350 horsepower, but that thing could go with it. It was a rocket ship, so it was.
Power to 8, isn't it? It's a good.
It is now.
Combo.
But still, I was up against like the Paul Striker when he had a PS13 and was a fully stroke 22 SR, and like he left me kicking. I basically like I hit reverse taking off the line. he smoked me off the line. Then I kind of said maybe the twin cam isn't cutting as much because I was only running like I think it was a 195 or 205 tire in the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then I bought this PS13 I have now off of Dean Carney. This is an XD1 car.
All right.
Gucci in Japan had this, and then I think Wesley Keaton brought this car into Ireland, and then Christy Carpenter bought it off him, and then Dean Carney bought it then and fully rebuilt the car.
Right.
So it was a 2.2 stroker, Tommy engine, a whole lot in this yoke, but it just kept on blowing up. So we fucking $8. But I bought the RB25/26 engine off a guy called Philly Stuffin, which was building my car, and we put that into my car. Then just never looked back, kind of way.
Right.
Was that his R33?
Sorry.
Philly Stuffin used to have that red R33.
Yeah, the really cool R33. Yeah, that was the end. That's the engine in my car up to this season or last season was Philly's engine.
Right. Cool.
So this year now we're putting an LS1 V8 turbo into it.
Yeah. I saw that on Facebook. We'll get into that a bit later, like what your plans are for this year and whatnot. But
yeah. So we were in Drift Games Extreme there this year now, our last season. So we really enjoyed that, and it was really, really cool championship. So it was. So hopefully we'll see what's the crack. We're back pro this year now, so that is my kind of history so far.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. You've been in it for quite a while.
Been in it a while, yeah.
Even though I'm still only 31, I feel everyone says to me like, "Jesus, you must be 40, man," because I've been in it so bloody long. And like I've never actually in the last 3 years I've only competed in full seasons because with work commitments and stuff I couldn't and I was playing a lot of sports as well, like hurling and football and soccer in Ireland, like so.
That's rare, isn't it? It's rare that drifters do both.
Yeah.
Football. Yeah. I'd say last season now, in the last 2 years, I haven't actually been playing hurling. I was big because where we're from is Kilkenny, and Kilkenny is kind of like the home of hurling in Ireland, so it is.
Right.
So, that depends who you ask.
What do you say?
That depends who you ask.
Go ahead. Kenny, you're the best.
How far down island are you? Like,
so I'm basically I'm the southeast. So Rosslare Harbour. We're coming from Fishing to Rosslare. Well, I'm only 40 minutes from Rosslare, so I'm fairly down south. Like, so.
Me and Adam are both nodding like we know where that is.
Well, no, I'm just thinking. Whenever we've been to Ireland, I noticed the further south they were, we couldn't understand them.
Right.
But I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Well, a few more beers now, and I'll start talking much faster, and you kind of what that saying.
What the fuck's he saying? Yeah.
So, what about you, Phil? Where did you start? How did you get into drifting and whatnot?
Yeah, so I'm still relatively new to the whole drifting thing. I'm only 2017 into 2018. I bought 1.8 E36 saloon from the company I was working for at the time for £100, and just
bargain.
Yeah, it was a great car. Clutch was slipping in it, but I didn't care. But bashed that around the field for a while and ended up bringing it to, there's a local place beside us there. It's called The Slab. Fairly self-explanatory. So brought it down there and just wrecked it. I mean, there wasn't a straight panel on the car. The boot was, you'd look in your driver's mirror there and you could see the boot lid. It was that far bent. It was just hammered. And then I actually pulled all that straight and decided to go to Mondello one day with it. A couple of the boys were going over with nice E36s and stuff, and they talked me into going over. So I went over anyway with my little 1.8 baby, and I think by about 12 o'clock she was overheating, the clutch was gone. Oh, she was just a nightmare. So that was it. That was the end of that engine. So I put a 2.5 into her, then bought it off one of my mates. Put a 2.5 into it and ran that up till basically the end of last season. So 2019 was my first year competing. So I'm very, very new to it. I'm probably a bit late into the game, but it's.
How did you get on last year?
Good. Like last year was a learning year for me. It was only by chance that I managed to get the license. I left the license day feeling that I'd rather be coming here next year to go for the license again. But lucky enough, I got the license, so I said, fuck it, I'll go and do it, give it a go. There was no high hopes for me going in that year. I was just going in for a pure learning year, learn the whole how things are done.
Philip now, so giving him a bit of a hand as well. I was spotting for you this year, trying to give you a pointer and give you a bit of a help as well.
Yeah, round 4, you spotted for me in round 4, didn't you? You kind of.
Yeah.
I got talking to you in your round 3, and you spot for me then, and I spot for you. But round 1 was an absolute disaster, and I mean, if anything that go wrong went wrong, I think my first qualifying lap, right? So the car was painted the night before the competition.
Nice and organised then, mate. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Last minute saloon here, like it's always the way. So it was going out to practice with wet paint on it, basically.
It wasn't raining, was it?
Was it?
No, it was touch dry, like, but it was still like it shouldn't have been coming out. But the car decided to die before I even got out for a practice lap.
Not ideal.
Not ideal. It took me all the way through practice to find the problem, because it's only been me building my cars. The only time my cars left my garage was to get the roll cage done on it. And Paul McCarthy done the roll cage in this current car. And it was back to my garage then. Everything else, the wiring, fitting the engines, all the fabrication work, all that is done by myself in my own garage. But it took me a long time to find the fault. And my first run of the lap was qualifying. So there was 3 spins in the first lap.
Three, yeah.
3 spins.
Not ideal.
Standard road car lock. So I didn't even have a bit of extra lock to get out. Like I was completely out of my depth. Like if we were in a swimming pool, I was dead. Like But
I suppose you learnt a lot of it, though, while you were competing.
Yeah. So after that, then it was phone call down to Paul McCarthy. I want his lock kit. It was the best lock kit I could afford at the time, more so than anything. I think I gave, I can't remember. It was around 400, 500, 600 quid-ish for his kit. It's basically his own custom arms and cut hubs, but it's a very good kit. The car handles really well with it.
I'm wanting to swap that onto my car at the minute. Get
Yeah,
rid of the wise fab. I have been speaking to him about it.
You've been talking to Paul McCarthy about it?
You want to say?
You've been talking to Paul about his lock kit, is it?
Yeah. I'm not really happy with how wise fab steers and stuff.
I
knew he had they like tube arms, aren't they? With just chopped tubs, and I've always got on with chopped tubs on BMWs. Thought they were really good, so
that's
about giving him a shot.
Yeah, he basically it's tubed and chopped hubs, but it works well. There's very good lock on it. Like very rarely, if you go into a spin, you don't come out of it. Like it is good. But
yeah, well, it was a couple of months ago when I spoke to him, and he said that he'd not done 46 subs yet, but he were planning on doing them. So maybe fire me another message over soon.
Yeah, no, it'd be. They're a good setup. Like they're. Like I've no faults with them.
Yeah.
I've ran mine for a full season. I've done every track day I could possibly do last year. I done as well. So they've seen a lot of action and they're good.
Do you do quite a few track days then, or do you mean drift days?
Sorry, drift days.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant track days.
Sorry,
like
drift days. Sorry, drift days. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Every drift day that comes up, I try to get to it. Like, but
good. Seat time's key. That's the thing.
Yeah, for somebody like me that has basically no experience at all in the whole drifting thing, in setting up your car, like it's just go out to a track day or a drift day, I should say, and just mess with settings, see what works, see what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like there's been a couple of times I've gone out on track with like way too much grip in the car and nearly put myself into the ditch. But it's grand. So then after round one last year, I put Paul's lock kit into my car, set that up, and it just progressively got better and better and better. And I was kind of at a level where I couldn't go any further because I'm 2.5. I had 180 horsepower. Would be fair in saying that, David?
Big power then, yeah.
Like, all I was missing by round 4 was power.
Yeah, you were. In fairness to him, at round 4 he was flying. I was telling him just you have to hang out the clutch. You have to just drive it, put your foot through the dash, like it's just he was lacking power. He really was lacking power in the car.
The scariest thing in round 4 was on entry. There was a dip. There was a change in tarmac, and it would savagely throw your car offline if you hit it wrong. And
where was ground for? Where was ground for? Punchestown.
In Punchestown there. So you'd be coming balls out up the side of the building and initiating over this change of tarmac. But all the lads that had a bit more power than me were able to kind of slacken off the power, go over the bump, and then plant the power again, whereas I was just...
You had to just go flat.
I was full commitment all the way around that track. And that's probably why I was going so keeping with cars that had twice the horsepower for the first half. But then the track changed and you had to slow down and reinitiate. And that's where I just lost it. I just couldn't get the steam going in the car again. But it kind of gave me the confidence that if I just get... Well, it was originally a little bit more power. I was kind of going, if I got about 300 horsepower, I'd be doing well and I'd be able to compete competitively this year. And I've kind of, looking at the engine over there, it's kind of a bit more than 300 horsepower, but it was originally going to be a turbo 2.8 BMW. And that was just working out mad money. Like you were talking 10 grand for an engine build. Whereas I'll be whereas I'll be in this build for less than 5 for the engine build. Never mind all the other mad shit I've decided to go ahead and do with this car. But
get carried away. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about your engine, both of your builds in a bit. Like I wanted to have a chat with you about your cars and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think to Mr. Eddie Power taking over Irish Drifting?
I wasn't expecting it, but it seemed to be everybody kind of lost hope before Christmas about a season happening this year, because there was no talk about anybody taking over. And then Eddie came out on the 17th of January, I think it was, and said he was taking it over. And I personally was delighted to see him taking it on, because Eddie, he has a good head for it all. So I think he's going to, if this virus will head off with itself and kindly fuck off, to be honest, I think he's really, we're always saying that there's big boots to fill after Dave. I think Eddie has the head there to fill them. I think he's
a likable guy as well, which is half the battle.
Yeah,
if Matt can fill Dave's boots, I'm sure Eddie can. He'll probably do a better job as well.
It's a piece of piss, yeah. I don't know what everyone's rattling on about. Dave's massively average.
He can talk.
But no, look, I'm all for Eddie running the series. He seems to know what he wants. He's running it very fair. So far, very fair, keeping us all in the loop. So, no, I hope this year does work out. At the moment, it's not looking hopeful for many events actually going ahead according to schedule, as you know yourself. But I'm kind of thinking maybe midsummer.
Yeah, that's what we're to for.
When is round one of IDS at the minute? What have they really?
So round one now is the 19th, 20th, and 21st of June, I think.
June, right?
Yeah, so it's mid June now is the new round one, which is in Mondello Park. So
are you both planning on doing it?
Huh?
Are you both planning on doing IDC as well as a bit of BDC?
Oh yeah, I've paid entries for both, so I do plan on competing on home turf as well as heading over to yourselves to.
It's four rounds over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's three rounds for me, 4 rounds for David.
Right. What are you planning on doing, Dave? Are you planning on doing full season in both?
Well, I was actually talking to Matt at the start of the end of last season about coming over and doing the full season. Currently, I'm in the middle of building a house at the moment, so competing in a full season in the BDC is kind of highly unlikely. But I 100%, I've been saying it for years, I want to come over and compete in the BDC because I love the tracks. Look, Ireland is unreal. Great drivers, great tracks. Well, we have only one national track, but the tracks they put together, like the car park track, and are pretty awesome. But there's only so many times you can go around them tracks. Like I don't actually drift All Stars in Stratford. Remember they had the Drift All Star around. I think it was like 2013. It was
Wimbledon. No.
I thought Dan Chapman actually won the event.
Dan Chapman.
Adam, you know all useless facts.
On what year?
I think it was like 2013. I think it was, or 2014 maybe.
No, Chapman had retired by then, hadn't he?
Was it Dan Chapman? I think it was. Yeah, he was driving S14, and who else was there?
Yeah. No, that was it. The Olympic Stadium place.
Yeah, that was in Stratford, Olympic Stadium in Stratford. Like I competed in that round, and I've never. I came over and I done the very first trip to Missouri in Anglesey, which was that was what a weekend. That was some party and some driving.
Yeah, you were in that little Corolla then, weren't you?
Yeah, we had the Corolla. Myself and actually Ronan, Dean Carney's brother Ronan, were double driving the car for the weekend. We brought over a load of other, like Danny Waldron came over, Colin Carberry came over, was there Ty, I can't think of Ty Clogher came over. A load of us came, but there was a good few Irish over there for that weekend. And
I remember watching on the fast track and being like, how the fuck is that 86 linking it in one go?
Yeah, that car was like, that was 4th gear through there, and back to third. And I was actually on the other way when you come out of that the fast track where you come first corner into the hairpin, say, and out in the back section. I was in 5th gear drifting the car out there in swing cam. The boys in the less tired cars now weren't fun. It was a cool weekend, so it was. And yeah, but for a BDC, like we're hoping, I definitely want to get at least 1 or 2 rounds in this season. It'll probably
it'd be good to have you over, definitely.
Sorry.
It'd be good to have you over, definitely.
Yeah, no, sure. I've been blowing the ears off you the last few years about coming over and stuff, and we've never really got to actually do it just with funds and stuff. But this year, well, we couldn't commit to a full season, but definitely we're hoping to do at least 1 or 2 rounds. Maybe all going well, because I'm building the car and Dylan's going to be rebuilding the car as well, and but we would love to do a full season the following season. Like, there's no point coming over there on a shoestring budget. I want to come over there and we want to do well over there. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, do it properly.
Yeah, and like all the tracks you have are just they're fast tracks. I love driving them fast. So definitely, like BDC was definitely on the cards for us coming over.
Can you see Dave? I can't see him, me. If Rose,
I can see him, but he's gone still a bit.
I keep thinking there's something wrong with him. I keep panicking, thinking there's something wrong with him.
I can't see Dave either.
Yeah, I can still see him.
So that's all. It'll do then.
I can see his match profile picture there, so I can.
Yeah, if you're coming over, if you're just coming over for 1 round or whatever, I'd recommend Buxton.
When is that on?
The last round.
Second week in October.
Yeah. You know, that looked good, because I was talking to Neil Dunn, and Neil Dunn said he wants to go do that round as well. He's on about doing a good few rounds this season over there as well.
He actually wants to get around that round this time, doesn't he?
It's what?
Sorry.
Neil Dunn, he actually wants to get around that round in Buxton.
He never even did a lap. He went out and he tried twice and crashed both times.
No, he did. Yeah. He did 3, didn't he?
He had quite an unfortunate run in Buxton last year, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Buxton's one of them tracks that you need to literally commit. As soon as you bottle it or don't commit to it, you're going in them walls, and they don't take no prisoners, do they?
We used to have that in Ireland. It was called Rose Green. It was actually Wargrass Hill was the very first event I competed in. In
the
Wargrass Hill is a cool track, but they had where drifting originally started in Ireland was in Rose Green, Tipperary, and it was a big oval, but it was a flat, like concrete wall the whole way around the thing, and like if you jibbed out, you were stuck in the wall. So like it's pretty much like Buxton. Like.
Yeah, it will be pretty much exactly the same. But yeah, the atmosphere in that Buxton's unreal.
Because obviously Buxton's under lights as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's if I don't make any other round, it's the round I want to make. Now I do plan on doing the full season, obviously, but it is definitely under lights now. Would be a different experience for me anyway. It'd be.
I'm going to go a bit more bonkers with it this year as well. It was obviously on a bit of a tester last year, so we're having more fireworks, more lights, more all that stupidness to make it more fun, and plenty more alcohol as well.
Yeah,
after we finish driving,
there's a big party after, which I know you'll all like.
Oh, really?
We love the party.
Being Irish, it's party is kind of our next thing to do other than driving, isn't it?
Well, we're not bothered about you driving. We only want you to come over for a party.
Yeah, we've been over to Ireland a few times, and I don't think we've ever come home without an hangover, have we?
No.
Yeah, no.
Sorry?
The Irish know how to party, all right.
The one thing this year, like, we have the race truck with a big awning off the side of it, and every event this year, the Friday night and the Saturday night, everyone seems to end up in our tent with the music going, drinking cans. And sure, it's hard to say no when there's a load of people there and having a few beers.
Somebody always gets stuck talking to you, David, though. That's the problem.
So, do you want to tell us a bit about your cars, your builds over winter, what you've been doing, what you're up to with them?
Do you want to go first, David, or will I?
You go first, Phil.
It seemed that you copied me, but anyway.
Oh, a bit of a dig there.
Yeah, so I've, as I said, last year, for my first year, I was running a M52 B25 2.5 litre BMW.
Oh, so a 323 engine?
It was a 323 engine with 2.8 injectors, M50 manifold. It was remapped ECU. Like it's a good fit car. It's actually in E36 compact now belonging to one of my mates. So it was he helped me out last year, so it was kind of a thank you present for him. I kind of gave the engine to him. So this year, as I said, like, I've actually the parts of a 2.8 sitting over on the bench there, still looking at me, because I was going to build an M54 B28 turbo. And I bought the engine. I bought 2 engines, one as a backup and one to run straight away. Bought the turbo, and then I started looking at prices of ECUs and forging the engine and all this shit. Like, and it was working out at the cheapest I could do was 10 grand. And yeah, I'm committed to drifting, but the pocket just wouldn't let it happen this year to spend 10 grand on an engine. So I got thinking of alternatives, and what was kind of shouting at me was an LS1. So I went to Bob Stevens up in Motorsport 56, got chatting to him. He was only delighted for me to be talking to him about V8s, because anybody that knows me, I'm BMW. Like, I don't like Nissans, I don't like Japs. They're just not for me. I had an S14 here for a while, and it sat out the front of the house. I had no interest in getting it going, so I just sold it off and stuck with my Beamers. So for me to go and put anything other than a BMW engine in a BMW, it was taking people by surprise. So it's going to be fairly standard. Like, I'm actually in the moment talking to Adam about cam and a few little bits and pieces, but it won't go mad this year. I'm kind of hoping if I get her to about 500 horsepower and run her at that. Like, 500 horsepower in NA is the equivalent of 650, 700 in turbo.
Yeah,
so,
it's plenty.
So it's that. It's running a 530 gearbox. I have a little rainy day account going in the background there for when I do make shite of the 530 gearbox. I just go with a
what conversion, like what adapter are you using then for that?
So I went and bought PMC's adapter plate.
Right.
It's a very impressive bit of engineering. It cost me just shy of 800 quid, but I got the adapted flywheel as well, so you'll still be able to run the 530 clutch.
Right.
So which clutch are you going to use then?
So I'm actually chancing my arm and running the standard 530 clutch, just to see
how you get on with it.
Yeah,
I suppose it's one of them, isn't it? If you can get away with an 80 quid clutch, like eBay 530D clutch, go for it.
That's it. Like, there's a lad down the road from me that'll reline it for €35 if I do burn it out. And to buy a new clutch plate on its own is €65 or €80. So it's a cheap alternative to spending what I think Dave was looking at $2.5 grand for a Tilton twin plate. So
adds up quick.
It adds up quick. Like, and I'm trying to prove there's a few people around me that think it's all money drifting, and it really isn't. If you do it smart, and if you can do the work yourself, you can actually be in a very competitive car for.
You can do it quite sensible, can't you?
Yeah, you can do it for less than 10 grand to be in a very competitive car. I'm hoping this year now this car will be. I do hope to take a trophy or two home. I don't know will I win a series, but I do hope to get podium at some stage.
We'll relive this conversation in like end of year. We'll be like, I thought you said you were going to win, mate. Come on, man.
Yeah, might be a different opinion back then, but that's 12 months down the line. It's fine.
He'll be like, that fucking clutch didn't work. Slip from day one. Should have spent the money.
I know if it does start slipping, I'll just bite the bullet and go buy Exedi or something or Tilton or something. The Tilton clutches, for one, they're massive money.
Yeah,
I just don't see the value in them for my level.
There is another option. That's my title sponsor.
Oh, I bet you've got this in
there. That's what we're running as, isn't it, Matt?
What? I bet DKM do an option, don't they, for that?
Yeah, they'd do it'd be a comp clutch flywheel with DKM centres, wouldn't it? DKM plates.
It'd be a lot less than $2.5 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if the standard 530 clutch doesn't work, might just be on to Adam to hook me up with something
sort something out for you, pal.
That's not as sore as a 2.5 grand clutch, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like I was reading the ratings of the 530 clutch, and they're kind of saying they can handle about 650 torque. So from standard,
impressive. Like if they can, it's definitely worth a go.
I suppose even if it lasts you half a year, you've got half a season, and then you swap it. It's not end of world, is it?
Well, the thing is, like with the way the PMC adapter is done as well, you'll have your box on the ground in 10 minutes. So if it does happen to fail between qualifying and your the real business competition end of the battles, you will have it changed into a new clutch within an hour. Because I've done it here when I had the engine mocked up in place. I've taken the gearbox out just to see how quick it can do it, and it's 35 or 6 little hexagon bolts.
Hold on a minute. You actually did that just for testing purposes?
Yeah.
Just for a little challenge?
Just for shits and giggles, like, yeah. I just put it in.
Me and Adam would be like, should we just go and get a pint instead?
Yeah, we got good at taking gearbox out of the Skyline, but that really because it kept blowing up.
Yeah, because the other reason was I was saying, did I need to modify my transmission tunnel to make it easy to take it out? You don't. It would make it easier if I did, but if you just use 20 extensions, you'll get it out as well. So it's fine.
Have you put every bolt back in it as well?
And now with the PMC adapter, I would, yeah. But the old box on the 2.5 was held in with 2, 3, kind of 3.5 bolts.
The 3.5. Why bother with the half?
Well, the 4th bolt was kind of running on bare threads, so it was kind of just sitting there, but it held. So
we've all done it out there.
Yeah, we've all Johnson, but like fitting the LS to the Beamer, I'm using its stock engine mounts on the subframe, so it took a bit of making to make the engine mounts for that. But Ollie, between myself and Ollie, we kind of got that sorted very well. The engine mounts now are very impressive, and then I made a custom gearbox mount and custom linkage to go into the PMC gear lever I have as well. So
what sump are you running on it?
So I bought a sump out of a Chevy C10. It's a Holly sump.
Oh, right, cool.
So it's a rear mounted sump. With that, it gives me about 50 mil of clearance over the front subframe.
Yeah. Have you got any baffles or anything in it?
It came with a baffle down the centre of it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Matt can tell you that unless you have a few oiling issues, if you just run like a Hummer sump like Matt had on his.
Yeah, it's best to get a baffle in it, mate. And then when mine goes back together, I'm going to baffle it and probably run an Acca sump as well, like Adam has.
Yeah. Is the Acca sump a good job, or what's the story? I've heard a lot about the Acca sump.
I've got one in my Z4. And literally, you'll go on ECU and look at logs, and oil pressure is just perfect all the way. Like even like going around Silverstone, and like South Bank at Teesside, don't drop oil pressure at all. So,
and are they expensive to buy, or where do you even source them? I've my friend Philly Suffin is on to me to say to me to get one, but I don't know much about it.
They're 300 quid.
No.
Yeah, from Demon Tweaks. That's where I got mine. I got the biggest one that they could sell. But it's like, I'd rather spend 300 quid and have peace of mind that my oil pressure is going to be good.
And is there much fabrication to getting it to fit, or does that come without fitting?
It's
literally into one of your lines.
It's 300 quid for the AccuSump, then about 30 quid for the mounts for it, like the mounting brackets. And then you just have like a manual pressure gauge thing on it that tees straight into your return line from your oil cooler.
Nice.
It's literally a doddle to fit. Like,
I'll be back in a minute, boys. I have to go get more supplies. I've drank them all.
After we fitted it in my car, I don't know why I'd not run one in my JZ and stuff before, in my cars that I've had before for the price.
Mm.
And those what do I want to say now? What way is that like? You know, forgetting now. I got distracted. The young fella nearly knocked something on the car. Yeah, no, they look to be a good job now. In fairness, like so they do. So, and yeah, that's the was. You obviously still have the modified sump and stuff as well in the car.
Mine's a F. Is it an F body sump from like just a standard GM sump, but we've got baffles in it and the Accu sump, and it's literally perfect oil pressure all the time.
Put some wood, mate. Put some wood.
But yeah, I took like Craig from Dynatalk, who does all Driftworks cars. Literally, I just did everything he told me to do to keep oil pressure good in it because I knew it was an issue.
Yeah.
So, what about your car then? This year, what's the plan?
This year, we knew just before Christmas, and the whole plan was to rebuild the RB26. Well, it's an RB25/20. It's a 25 bottom end block pistons, with a GTR head on it. And the plan was, like, the engine had done, like when Philly had the car, he done 2 seasons and a load of practice days. And then I bought the engine, and we done 3 seasons, and my brother Dylan had done 2 to 3 seasons in like, so basically in 3 seasons the car had done 6 seasons because he done the IADC in the car. So we said, well, in the meantime we put new time belt on it, we done the bottom end bearings, we done the oil pump, just keep the engine fresh kind of way. And we took it out. We said this year we'll take it out, just give it a check over, see like what does it need, pistons, crank, conrods, whatever. And the engine was up, and we took it out up in Motorsport 56 up in Bob's place, Bob Stevens' place. And I said, look, Bob, just break it down, see what's needed and stuff. And Bob came back and goes, lad, I don't know how that engine's day going. He said they took the pistons out and they basically fell. They fell out of the engine. He said. So
there was no resistance there to those pistons falling out at all. He was
As the way Bob said, man, you're a lucky motherfucker. He said, Bob talks.
Is Bob the big guy who works with Bagsy a bit?
Yeah, Bob does a lot of work for Bagsy, so he does. Bob is
skinhead. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Like, he's come to slide a couple of times randomly. He's a good lad.
Bob is such a cool. I started dealing with Bob last season. Like, I've always, like, Bob was kind of like a mystical guy. Like, you've heard of his name, but you didn't really know who he was and stuff. Like, and we got talking at the end of the season before, and I said, look, I've seen a lot of his work on Facebook and Instagram. And I said, look, I better give this guy a shout and see what's the crack. And sent up the PS up to him then. For only if we were only going to do a small, I broke the car down, sandblasted the whole shell, just tidied up the whole car, and just gave it to Bob. And we kind of end up losing a run of ourselves and just completely rebuilding the whole car. You know how it goes. It goes up for one thing and you come down the full bill.
Yeah.
He looks like he's a genuine sound guy. Like, he's like one of my best friends now. I ring him nearly every day for the shit talk. And we had the engine up there, and Bob rings back. He goes, man, like, you're going to need a new crank. You're going to need a new conrods, pistons, a load of stuff. We kind of totted up the prices of things, and was just like my whole goal was I always wanted to go V8. And I kind of looked at it and said, why spend so much money on the RB this year and then go V8 next year? So I said, I may as well just sell what parts I actually have, which we sold a lot of parts, like we all link ECUs and with turbos and a good bit of gear like there. So we sold all that. Or what I'm at the sell now at that, it's basically bought me an LS1. And then we got Turbo's Entrum on board this season. They're after sponsoring us a brand new Bog Warner turbo. Then I told Bob, look, what like, Bob is from Miami in America, and like he was building like 2,000-3,000 horsepower V8s all his life. So I said to him, what do we need? So I said, look, just go off and send me a list what we want. And he came back with, like, so we're after getting new inlet manifold, big throttle body, we're after getting push rods, springs, valves, after getting, there's so much stuff I can't even think of. After getting shorty manifolds just to flip them and face them forward for the turbo.
Yeah, I've got on mine at the minute.
Yeah, is yours turbo as well, is it?
No, but I run exhaust forward and out front wing.
Oh, deadly, really?
That's the way you've run your exhaust, Adam, is it? You put them forward.
Yeah, we put the turbo manifolds on, flipped flip the turbo manifolds and then just run them into a Y and straight out front wing.
Right.
Yeah.
No, because was that to avoid your steering linkage?
Basically on Z4, underneath it, it's flat and standard exhaust like runs through gearbox tunnel, and there just didn't enough room. So
plus it looks cool.
Yeah. What about noise though? How do you figure out what the noise of the V8?
We got a really big. It's got a big silencer in it, like a good quality silencer. So like last year it were pretty quiet, but we've put a cam and stuff in heads and that. This year I'm not sure. I just got Jace to do it, but it's pretty loud now.
What engine is yours? Your LS1, LS2, or 3 or what?
LS3.
LS3, yeah.
Yeah, just LS3 with a cam.
Yeah, well, I'm after getting the cam. I kind of told Bob, look, I said, just go cracked. Just said, just buy what you need. So Bob kind of came back with kind of, jeez. Well, yeah, look, like, I may as well do it right when I'm doing it kind of way. So I kind of went full ham on the thing. I said, fuck it, just get what we need. Well, look, at the moment, I'm kind of in 2 minds what to do with the gearbox. I don't know, am I going to get an adapter plate on a BMW setup? Or am I going to actually, because I'm thinking of getting in 2 either T56 LS boxes from Australia, or I'm going to get in 2 the TR6060 V8 box.
That's what me and Matt run on as.
Yeah, we've both got the 6060 and they've been mint, to be fair. And for what they cost, like, it's still a lot of money, but for what they do cost new, it's not worth getting a second-hand one.
Yeah, Bob told me actually that you can buy them brand new in the UK, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm kind of thinking, well, I'm going to buy second-hand ones, but what I'm going to do is going to buy 2, and just if I break one, have a second one there. So
But how much is a second-hand one?
They're still, but see, it's the shipping is killing you kind of way. Like, it's coming in from Australia kind of way, and like I'm going to have to wait 11 weeks now before I have it here. But I'm not too bad. I have a backup car if I'm stuck for a car. Like Mega Spec are going to give me his. You know, remember Tom Murphy drove it over in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Kieran said to me, look, Dave, if you're stuck for a car, you have his car there. And plus as well, it's going to look like our plan is, if I'm driving Kieran's car, it's going to take my full body kit off, put onto his car. So it's going to look like the same, because everything fits, which is cool. I put my new wheels and stuff on it as well. But yeah, with the engine, so Funk Motorsport are on board as well. They're after sponsoring us all the heat wrap, turbo blankets. We have obviously 59 North are after sponsoring us new wheels now again. So
yeah,
they're pretty.
I saw them on Facebook. They're some snazzy wheels, aren't they?
They're different.
Yeah, the 59 have Savage wheels. They're sponsoring me as well now for a set of bronze, big concave to fill the back arches, but they're Savage wheel.
Where are they based? Where are they from? I've not really had much to do with them.
Yeah, see, I'm actually the Irish dealer, Irish and UK at the moment dealer for them. So they're from Sweden. Marcus is his name. Really cool guy. We went over to meet him there in January. He brought us around Sweden there, so it was pretty cool. We went down. We got to meet the Swedish Drift brothers. They're running 2 Eurofighters.
Yeah.
We got to go to their garage. We met Jim Olsen over there as well.
Cool.
We went to we went to Loda Garage. The Intense Motorsport guys, they have cool BMWs there and Audis and Volvos. Like over in Sweden, they love their Volvos, their Audis. I was in the shed and they had like Savage cars there, and it was, what's the fastest car here? I said, and what's the most powerful? He pointed on the Volvo Estate out there. That's badass. It was just like, 800 horsepower fucking weapon of a yoke, like. And it's like it didn't look anything out like it doesn't look like a PS13 or a Z4 or like it doesn't stand out at all. Like, but this thing would absolutely just annihilate you on the way. So but the guys are cool. Like, so I'm the dealer for them in Ireland and England. So just trying to get, like, we've a good few high profile drivers that haven't been announced yet in Ireland coming on board as well. Like Phillip is on with us there now. Tom Murphy's actually getting wheels off as well, sponsors as well, and who else there? There's a few other guys that I can't really say at the moment who are going to run them, but we can't wait to see if there's wheels in their car and stuff as well.
Should be drift games. Dave's got running them as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Dave has the same wheels as Torque Via, the gold ones on his Still 80, I think it is, and then he has another set of wheels coming for his competition blue one. So they're actually pretty cool. They're the same as my wheels last year, the D004s, but they're different in a mad colour, so they look deadly on Dave's car, so they will. Yeah, no, they're savage, like they're gangster wheels. They're big 11-inch wheel and stuff, like, and it would look bling on the car. Like the ones I have this year, they're candy apple red.
I saw them. They look.
What is that,
cool,
factory colour?
It's factory colour, yeah, factory colour candy apple red.
Nice.
I'm on to him to get because there's another set of wheels. The D004 is coming a purple colour that actually it's a flip paint, so it's purple, blue, green goes through the colour when you look at different angles. So that's a factory colour as well. But there's other wheels I'm on to markets to actually make, because they're always asking us what should we do and stuff. But I'm trying to get them to do D004s and candy apple red and just different colours. Like people want wheels to stand out, like.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big disc man, and I love big
I might have
discs.
to have a nosy at these then. See what I'm about. Due a new set of wheels, I reckon.
Well, I've just bought your old ones.
Yeah, you have, yeah. Well, you say bought, you came to garage, you took them, and you haven't paid me a penny.
Yeah.
Pal.
But yeah, no. So we have with the rest of the car, we're doing we're hoping to put a winters into the car. So the car already has white wrap front and rear. We're getting with my friend over in the US there too. There's a winter come for me and a winter come for my brother Dylan.
Because we're getting fancy.
I was just about to say, you've got two very different builds going on here, haven't we? We've got Phil, who's like, I'm thinking about putting 20 pence, maybe 50 pence into my car this year, seeing what I can do with it, see if it's any good. Then Dave's there going, yeah, I'm going to get a winters and a spare winters. I'm going to get this, new wheels, new that, everything.
2 gearboxes.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between me and Philip. Philip is only relatively new to this, and like I'm at this so long now that in the last 2 years I've been thankfully lucky getting sponsorship on board, and you guys know how hard it is to get sponsors on board.
Yeah,
you have to be getting good results, and like I had a few. Look, when I wasn't competing in full seasons, I was still always finishing in the top 10, which was actually pretty good. Like maybe 2 or 3 rounds. You ready? Yeah, no, Haltech are kind of on board this year now as well. We're getting a full Haltech ECU, a full custom wiring loom off, just a plug and play wiring loom, and a Haltech dash. So that's going to be pretty cool. Because I still my car has all the fibre shroud and all the Defi gauges, and Bob keeps on saying like that the Defi gauges, they're old school, man. You have to go with dash in the car, kind of. And I love the gauges, and plus you have with your Defi controller, you have the peak and you have your replay, so you can actually, when you come into the run, you can see what your peak was. Where with the dash, you have to have one that has that, so you can press the thing so that you have to kind of way.
Yeah,
I think it's very handy because, like, when you're drifting, you're not looking at your gauges unless they're flashing red at you. They're kind of going, shit, there's something wrong here, but you're not going to go. You come in from the road and go, oh, what temperature, what boost you want? You're not looking at that. You go even that kind of way. So
yeah, Bob really hates gauges, doesn't he?
I hate gauges.
He kind of lectured me the other night because I told him I was putting gauges on my dash as well.
Yeah, gauges.
They're
I think what else we're doing with the engine? There's like the engine's up more for 56 now. We're waiting. We've a lot of stuff now coming from America. I see with this bloody coronavirus, it's going to mess up things with deliveries, as you probably know yourself as well. So we're hopefully have a lot of parts here in the next 2 weeks. We'll start stripping the engine down, bolting on parts and getting everything set up.
When are you, like, how far off done are you with your car then? What, have you still got a lot to do?
Yeah,
you know it's like mid-season nearly already, yeah?
I think from sound to it, he's got a shell.
Yeah, I'm in the car with no body kit, with I have a new set of wheels on the car.
Yeah, it's all you've told us about, mate.
The car's faster now. But yeah, no, there's no engine. It's just basically like the shell is fully prepped. So like the way the whole thing is, Bob is going to get the engine ready. Where I'm going to try and start out like I don't know, am I going to go with an ABC or a CMC adapter kit and a BMW box, or am I just going to go with the T56 or the TR6060 box? I don't know which one to do. it's kind of suiting me at the moment that the rounds are being rescheduled.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people
Yeah.
are saying that. Yeah.
It's suiting me a lot now, to be honest. Like, look, I still want to be out driving, like, but as I'm saying, I deal with the guys in Megaspec are pretty sound. He has offered me the car to drive. So if my car isn't ready, my carbon copy of car will be there anyway, kind of way. So I'm not doing that.
If anyone's
Sorry?
cars aren't ready by the time round one actually turns up, then there's literally no excuses, is there? Yeah, they're gonna get a slap.
The
But
problem is
mine is about, like, I'm hoping to get my engine running kind of Friday. So it's not too far away, but I'm still waiting on bits to come. I'm waiting for the oil filter relocation kit and stuff to come. But if it doesn't come, I just slap an oil filter onto the bottom of her and she'll run. But it's mine. I don't know. I need to get a windscreen in my car as well. That'll be the biggest fucking struggle at the moment, because with this virus everywhere shut down, you can't get fucking windscreens.
Yeah.
So it might be polycarbonate for this year.
Yeah, a bit alright.
It'll be fine. Like, it doesn't. The new polycarbonate doesn't fade. It's not like the old Lexan glass.
Yeah.
So it probably will be all right. And at least if you hit tire bales, which I'm quite common of doing, because they just go Mad Max style all the way into the fucking tire bales, but it won't crack. So.
So Dave, I've got a question written down here. You mentioned your brother, Dylan.
Yeah.
Who's best driver, you or Dylan?
Oh.
he's actually standing right in front of me here now, so of course I'm the better driver. I thought of everything I know.
So how come he comes away with all trophies?
What'd you say?
How come he comes away with all trophies?
Well, I'm looking after him. Because I'm the older brother, I have to look after him kind of way. So I'm kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt kind of way.
That sounds like excuses now, Dave.
Yeah. That's why I remember when Dylan started in my car. Say hello, Dylan.
Oh. Hello.
But when he started in my car, everyone, like, and even in the commentary at the IDs or the IADC, they were saying like, oh yeah, I think David should actually give Dylan his car and he should retire and stuff. So I'm willing to get the flagging from it. So I am. At the moment now it's 1-1 and it should be 2-0 because he cheated last time he bet me. So
no, that's
You sound like Adam. That's someone bitter, really bitter about stuff.
It was so funny. Like, at the time I bet him, there was a savage battle. Really enjoyed it. It was just fast into the first round one. Round 4 for us then. Round 4 for us, Wargrass Hill. Dylan, there was absolutely torrential rain. We were practicing all day in the dry in Wargrass Hill, which is a typical thing in Ireland. And then qualified in the dry. Then it came into wet, top 32. And sure, my father was on the walkie-talkie too. Was don't go into the first corner and make a clown out of two of yourselves and crash into each other. So we said, take it nice and handy and get the first corner out and then go full throttle. So I took off anyway, and Dylan went like, "Bob, up the track, God!" I was there, you asshole. He left me there on the line.
When did Dylan start driving?
Dylan, 2017. Dylan started driving. He started off. Because he got a BMW in the yard, tearing around the place, and just usual young fella messing around the car. And then I said, right, he bought a car. He's after nearly owning more cars than I am when he's only 20 years of age. Because he bought 32, and he's had to put say 4 cages into different cars. So, and then he actually bought Wes's old car then. So, but for the first season,
I didn't realise it, but Wes's car.
Yeah, that's Wes's old car, yeah. But he I said for the first season, I said, right, you're going. I gave him my car in the first season. And look, he was only kind of finding his feet where he was. He done okay. Like the first round didn't qualify, but he was struggling. The first on the entry was kind of hard from getting in on the first corner. And at the end of the weekend, he managed to complete the track and do well. And that was kind of the goal was to finish the track kind of way. And then next round, then he did really well. The next round, top 8, and he kind of after that then he progressed from that season. Then the next season he went out then and won the championship. So in my car, which makes it worse. So he's actually getting that. He's had to win more trophies in my car than I am.
I was just going to say that. Have you ever won a championship in it?
No, I haven't.
So have you both been watching BDC?
Yeah, we always are. When it's on, we work a lot. We work like 6-7 days a week nearly here. But when a BDC is on, we always have like if the phone is on live stream, watching the thing the whole time. Like when we're working, like so, we're always watching it.
So this is like a question that we've been asking everyone pretty much. What if you got over to BDC and your car's broke? You're allowed to take any other driver's car off grid for the weekend. Whose car are you using?
That's a tough question. I'm trying to think back here now.
I'd pick Luke Barker's.
Luke Barker's car.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Not last year though. It kept breaking.
The 350Z is actually a lovely car to drive. I'm trying to think here now. I'd know there's something about Martin Winnicott's car.
Yeah.
The Chase. That's a savage car.
Yeah, I'd be. Jeez, I don't know. I don't know what car to take. I don't know. It's the same. Like Martin's car does catch my eye as well. I don't know. It's big. It's a big boat, and it goes like fuck. Like it's a cool car. And this year it looks like it's going to be a different monster this year as well. So
Yeah,
probably. I don't know. As much as a BMW man I am, I don't know. It's possibly your car, Adam, as well, being an LS3.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's a lively chassis, though, is it? It's really quick.
No, it's
like
wheelbase in S14.
It's like driving a forklift because you're that far back. You feel like you're like pirouetting round.
But no, it's not snappy in that like a lot of people think. Like the wheelbase is exactly the same as an S14, so it's actually longer than a 13. But,
we actually had Dean Carney's Viper out here a while ago, and we were sitting, Dylan and myself were sitting in the car, and it's just like you feel claustrophobic in the car because everything's so tight. You're sitting nearly on the back wheel. It's a mad car. It's Viper.
yeah, you can't really see how it daft, can you?
No, like only for he's but he's so lanky. He's always David.
Because didn't you sit in it at FD, Matt? We went to
Yeah,
FD.
I did, yeah.
Like that's what this is like to drive. You can't
Yeah,
literally see an inch of it windscreen.
Yeah, there's a lot of bonnet in front of you, kind of way.
A fellow up the road has a road going Z4, and I've driven it a good few times now, and it's like the bonnet goes on for days and days and fucking days. Like
Yeah, you can't see it.
I don't know what I'd be comfortable driving that because like my car's a saloon, so I've like 12 acres of ground behind me before I get to the back wheels.
Yeah, when you clip wall in this, it feels like you sat on top of it. Like
Yeah, and the Z4, I say so, yeah, because you're so close to the back of it.
yeah.
It looks a really fun car to drive. What's your car like, Matt, to drive?
Shit.
I love it. Like, it's a bit snappy, my car. So it's a bit like all or nothing.
Yours is a 92, isn't it? Then?
Yeah.
That's LS3 as well, is it?
Yeah, LS3. To be honest, I've forgotten what mine's like. It's been that long.
Yeah. So when was the last? Was it 2 years ago you were driving? Was it?
It blew up like 18 months ago.
Right.
I don't really want to get into it. It makes me a little bit upset.
Okay.
So
But yeah, I do miss driving that thing. I'm gonna, like I say, I put it on Facebook the other day. I'm gonna get mine fixed and get back out there because it's. I need to get out there and get in a proper car because it's not the same driving a shit BM or like a little slow 2.5 or anything like that. Yeah, I need to smoke some tyres going fast.
You want to be able to put like 12 psi in the back tyres and actually be able to drift it. Whereas with a fucking 2.5, you're up on 70.
Well, I'm kind of different. We do, like me and Dylan do a lot of the, we instruct up with the drift games, the experience thing. And we're driving like 5 standard 350Z. And lad, we do have some crack driving them. Because they're so, they're completely different to our own car. There's no standard lock. Like, there's no power in the thing, but you have to be balls out driving thing. And, like, every time we get out after doing passenger spins, I'm smiling from ear to ear kind of way. They're just so much fun.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's like me, Adam, Ben, Jay, you know what I mean? That's what we've done for years and years. We've always done it. As long as the people around you have got similar shit cars, basically. As long as you're all in similar spec cars, then you can literally have the best cheap fun as well.
Yeah, that's what Dylan now has. He has the simulator now as well. And the simulator is a great crack as well. Like I drove it first, he had like a 250 horsepower car, and it was just like you were just hitting the clutch kind of way, and it was just brilliant. So like, that's why we're trying to look out for like a 318 or a 320 or a 323, and buy maybe 2 or 3 of them. Because my young fella as well, like Scott, he's only 10 years of age, and like he's going to be the next Garvey on the drift scene as well. So
Do you think he'll be better than you soon?
100%. He's absolutely go-karting, right? We went go-karting a load of times, and he lapped me 3 times go-karting.
Yeah, so the Christmas party there, David, sure. Jeez, he was lapping everybody.
Yeah, he was
really
flying around the place.
Dave, I'm thinking maybe you should hang the steering wheel up, pal. Leave it to your son and your brother.
Your son and your brother, yeah, they do a lot better job.
I'm hearing that a lot, don't worry.
So,
with the young fellas, we have an S15 shell there that I'm going to buy, and probably going to put an LS1 in that for him as well. So that should be cool for him now. Well, I'm not going to put him into that straight away. I'm going to get him like a BMW for around the, because we have a farm and stuff here, so like we have a big yard down there, a big stone yard, and it's all gravel and stuff like. So I'm going to get him tearing around the yard and that thing. Like, so he's already driving all the machines and driving the Jeep around the place. So you can't wait.
I have a 46 saloon there, I'll tell you, David.
Oh yeah, how much?
So yeah, BDC. Who do you think is going to win Pro and Pro 2? Tech Championship this year?
Is Ollie Evans is back? Is he competing this year again? Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ollie's driving.
What about your man Viscelis? Isn't it? What's his name? Viscelis.
Yeah.
He's
not driving, is he?
No, I don't think he's come. No, he's gonna. Well, he was supposed to be doing Drift Masters, weren't he?
He's built a new car and he's built a 1 Series.
Yeah. Is it finished?
At last round, I was speaking to him, and he'd got a V8 out of an M3 to put in it, a new turbo in it.
right.
It weren't done, but he was saying it was going to be done for this year.
You don't. Where did you finish last year, Adam? You were like 3rd last year, were you? Or where?
4th.
4th, was it? Like I don't know. It could be between yourself and Martin. I say.
It won't be, Adam. Don't be daft.
I'm sure everyone just keeps saying it because it's me who's ringing everyone up. I personally think I had a bit of a lucky year, to be honest.
I watched the driving this year now, and you were fairly on it this year now. Like, and you were doing very, very, very well all season. Like, Martin is Martin's a very good driver. Like, I drove against him in Ireland this year. Like, he's a very, very good driver. He was unlucky this year. He had a good few battles this year. So, trying to think who else really. Sorry? Dylan saying if myself and Dylan come over and give you a good go.
Get yourself over, Dylan.
Yeah. Well,
you know who will win that one anyway.
I've been anyway, so.
What about you, Phil? Who do you think winning Pro and Pro 2?
I don't know. I've been thinking about this last week or so. I don't know. Ollie Evans is a name that's coming to my mind because he dominated. He in ways he dominated last year. Like he kind of came from. Would I be right in saying he came from very little to winning?
He had a bit of an average year, I think, Ollie. I think he had a few unlucky bits. He didn't like Ollie's better. To say that he won the championship, like. It didn't shine like Ollie can do. I think Ollie's got a lot more in him than what happened last year.
Yeah, you kind of see a lot more potential in his driving, don't you?
I think in this new car he's building, he'll be absolutely unbelievable. Cause that
I'm not going to say this to his face though. Like I'm going to tell him his shit on Friday.
If he's watching this, he's going to see it anyway. So.
But his S14 is an absolute knacker with a decent engine in it. Like the rest of the build,
it's a shit car.
Is shit. So he's done well.
Pro 2 drivers. I'm trying to think back on who the Pro 2 drivers are.
There's a lot of new Pro 2 drivers this year, though, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot moved up from Drift Cup who are pretty fucking savage, like.
Yeah, I was watching BTC. I wasn't keeping up with Drift Cup at all last year now, but I don't know. Pro 2 could be anybody's game. Like, obviously, I'd like to think I'd be coming home next end of October next year with the trophy in my hand after taking it off the UK boys, but
time will tell.
Time will tell, and if this car doesn't shit its clutch every 5 minutes, it'll be all right.
Yeah, with clutches slipping at round 1. If it weren't for this clutch, I'd have beat everyone. That's what he'll be saying.
I might be an F1 driver and make up that excuse, you know.
Since we're talking to you Irish lads, who's going to win Irish IDS Pro and Semi-Pro? Who's money on?
Definitely, me and Bill are going to be fighting our hardest for it this season.
Yeah,
Like last
How are you going to be done?
same.
I'm going to come before him though, this time again.
He's always been premature that one anyway, so it's okay.
I think.
But
I think
no, Alan Hines will be fairly up there this year. All depends on what drivers come back. Like you have like Shane Sullivan. I don't know what he come back or what's his story now, but he's always like yourself in BDC as well. Like Shane was always a force to be reckoned with over there as well now. So
Shane last year, he sort of had a year out, didn't he?
Yeah, Shane took a year. I always had a great time for Shane. He's a really nice guy, like, and Shane has never won a ring in Ireland, but he's always been second or third.
Yeah, he's always on podium. Yeah, savage
but like, who else is there? Sure, you have.
But do you think you can have a year out, like with how fast it's all moving nowadays? Do you think you can have a year out and then just come back at it and be where you left off?
I was kind of half thinking this season, just like the boss, my father was saying to me, like, I'm in the middle of building a house. I'm kind of going like, am I absolutely stupid spending so much money on a car when I have to build a house at the same time? But like, you can't drift your house, like, so. So I looked at it. But no, it is like Dylan was kind of tight. We're kind of both tight with the idea of just, do we take a year out and build the cars the way we want the cars to be done? But like, if you take a year out, then like the sponsors you had from the year beforehand are not going to be with you for the next. Like, if you take a year out, it's going to be hard to get them back. You kind of have to. It's not your cut to do it, but if you do take a year out, it's going to be hard to get your sponsors back, hard to get back in, because
it takes a lot of commitment as well to take a year out, keep working like mad, spending everything you've got on the car, and getting no like reward back from it. You're doing no driving, are you? That's the thing.
So even when I took
go get the charger, boys. Back in a second.
when I took 2 or 3 years out, like, I actually completely just blanked drifting. I unfollowed everything to do with drifting, because like, I'm the kind of person, I cannot sit there and watch it kind of going, I should be out there, to get me.
Yeah,
like, it's so hard, man. Like, but I did thoroughly enjoy now when Dylan was competing in my car. When I was Dylan's spotter for the season, he won the championship, and it was actually, I was nearly more nervous watching him out on the track in top 16, top 8, top 4 to the final than actually would be driving myself, kind of way. Like, so I enjoyed that, but at the end of the day, I knew I was going to be competing in 2 or 3 months' time again anyway. So I think, I don't know, if you take a year out, back into the thing.
We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes now, so I think that'll be enough for it, boys. But
yeah,
it was nice chatting to you both. Hang on, he's back.
He's going to come back now and realise that we're telling him to piss off.
Just cracked another beer. But I'm just saying, Phil, we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes now, so I think that's plenty of chatting shit that we've been doing.
Yeah, we're good at that.
Thanks for taking an hour out of your lives and having a chat with me and Steve-O.
Get your sends ready, make sure your cars are ready, and get yourselves over to whenever the fuck round one is.
Yeah, sounds like a plan, and hopefully podium every round.
Got Dave?
When is your next round supposed to be scheduled for now?
Technically, the next round is Driftland, which is the end of May, but I mean, people are watching this. It's not looking great, is it, in reality?
Look, sure, the way it is, you just kind of have to keep on planning. You kind of have to do what you have to do, kind of way. Like, because I was even talking to Eddie Power about it, and he was like, people are going to be pissed off that like events are being cancelled, but you can't do an event.
Everyone understands, don't they?
You can't
Everyone's in the same boat. We're gonna put on. The thing is, I planned on making this year absolutely amazing. Realistically, now it's going to be a great year, but I just need to make sure that we can sustain the championship, make it good, and 2021 is going to be an absolute savage year. But this year can still be a really good year. But it's financially tough for, like, for me, for BDC, for Eddie, and all that lot. It's tough with all this shit going on. So yeah, we'll put a season together, but it might not be to the original plan, basically.
Yeah, but the way it is, you have to do what you have to do, kind of way. Like, and I said, me and Dylan are definitely, we're BDC at least 1 or 2 rounds this season is definitely on the cards for us. As I said, I've been talking to Neil Dunn and was there Tomas Falvey and everyone was saying that you have to go over there and just experience the atmosphere over there. I said it's a great crack over there, like so.
Yeah. No, it's good. The more new boys that come over, the better.
Yeah.
There's a new bit of competition there when the Irish come over to you as well, like.
Bit of fresh competition.
Yeah, you know, like it's a bit more hype than just the Irish coming over to beat the English, you know.
Yeah.
Or
To lose to the English.
I don't think they'll do it unless it's Connor and Jack and.
I think things have changed. Yeah, the Irish got the reputation because of Connor, Jack, and Dwayne and that. So I think it's past it now, boys. I think you just come to get pissed with, lads.
Right, that's still a win to us. So.
Yeah, exactly. As long as we all have a good time, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right then, boys. I'm gonna have to cut it because we're an hour and 15 in now. So it's been a good chat to you. And
speak to you soon,
if
boys.
we're on lockdown for much longer, you never know. You might get another call.
Sounds good.
Right, see you in a bit, boys.
All the best, boys.
Yeah, man. Nice chatting to you.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
Bye.